वीडियो को वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। ओके।
Multiple choice questions. Question 1. On which of the following stations did the Jajamata Express not halt? A. Peshawar, B. Lonavala, C. Kajat, D. Kalyan. ANS D. Kalyan. Question 2. Where was Professor Gaitonde travelling to? A. From Pune to Bombay, B. From Pune to Delhi, C. From Bombay to Pune, D. Nowhere. Answer: A. From Pune to Bombay. Question 3. Whom did Professor Gaitonde met during his train journey? A. Khan Sahib, B. Patan, C. Gupta, D. Professor George. ANS A. Khan Sahib. Question 4. What did the professor notice at the Hornbill Road? A. Shops were different, B. Road was constructed, C. New shopping complex, D. New residential complex. Answer: A. Shops were different. Question 5. Whom did Professor Gaitonde inquire about on entering the Forbes building? A. President of the company,
B. वीडियो
B.
को
Mr. Vishal Gaitonde, C. Mrs. Vishala Gaitonde.
वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें। ओके।
D. Mr. Vini Gaitonde. Answer: D. Mr. Vini Gaitonde. Question 6. Why did the professor go to the town hall? A. To check facts from history books,
B.
B. To pass time, C. To read books,
D.
D. To meet someone. Answer: A. To check facts from history books. Question 7. What did Professor start investigating at Town Hall? A. American history, B. Battle of Plassey, C. The period of Ashoka to the Third Battle of Panipat, D. About East India Company. Answer: C. The period of Ashoka to the Third Battle of Panipat. Question 8. What did Professor find in the 5th volume of Basahib and Shibaka? A. Marathas had won the Battle of Panipat, B. India has never been under British Raj,
C. Marathas had won Battle of Plassey.
C. Marathas had won Battle of Plassey, D. None of the above.
Answer is A.
Answer: A. Marathas had won the Battle of Panipat. Question 9. Why did Professor start liking the new India that he was reading about? A. This country knew how to stand on its feet. B. It was different from the one he knew. C. In this form, India was a wealthy nation. D. As he liked the ruler in this new country. Answer A. This country knew how to stand on its feet. Question 10. What book did the professor slip into his pocket before leaving the library? A. Baka. C. Newspaper. ANS. A. Baka. Short answer type questions. Question 1. Which were the railway stations that the Jajamata Express stopped at or passed on its way from Pune to Bombay?
पुणे से बॉम्बे के रास्ते पर कौन से रेलवे स्टेशन हैं जिनसे जीजामाता एक्सप्रेस रुकी या गुजरी?
Answer. The Jajamata Express stopped at Lonavala, Karjat and Sarhad on its way from Pune to Bombay. The train passed through Kalyan but did not stop there. Question 2. Why was a permit required to enter Bombay for the passengers in the train?
ट्रेन में यात्रियों के लिए बॉम्बे में प्रवेश के लिए अनुमति पत्र की क्यों आवश्यकता थी?
Answer. In this story, Bombay is shown as British territory while the areas surrounding it are Indian territory. In a normal situation, a passport and visa are required to enter another country's territory. Here it has been assumed that only a permit is required due to the frequent journeys Indian citizens make to Bombay. Question 3. What action did the East India Company take in this parallel world when it observed the victory of the Marathas in the Third Battle of Panipat?
पानीपत की तीसरी लड़ाई में मराठों की जीत को देखते हुए ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने इस समानांतर दुनिया में क्या कार्रवाई की?
Answer. With the victory of the Marathas in the Third Battle of Panipat, their supremacy in northern India was established. When the East India Company observed this, it temporarily shelved its expansionist program. Question 4. Who were the two Maratha brothers who expanded? The influence of the Marathas after 1780 AD. What qualities did they possess that enabled them to achieve this objective?
1780 के बाद मराठी के प्रभाव का विस्तार करने वाले दो मराठा भाई कौन थे? उनके पास क्या गुण थे जो उन्हें इस उद्देश्य को प्राप्त करने में सक्षम बनाते थे?
Answer. The two Maratha brothers were named Vishwasrao and Madhavrao. They combined political shrewdness and a keen insight with bravery to restrict the East India Company's influence and remove their rivals. Question 5. What finally happened to Gaitonde at the Azad Maidan lecture?
आजाद मैदान के व्याख्यान में आखिरकार गायतोंडे को क्या हुआ?
Answer. When Gaitonde insisted on continuing his speech, the audience pelted him with tomatoes, eggs and other objects. When Gaitonde still did not stop speaking, the audience swarmed onto the stage to remove him. During the commotion, Gaitonde disappeared. Question 6. What evidence did Gaitonde show to Deshpande to convince him that he was speaking the truth about his experiences in another world?
गायतोंडे ने देशपांडे को यह साबित करने के लिए क्या सबूत दिया कि वह उसे दूसरी दुनिया के अपने अनुभवों के बारे में सच बोल रहा था?
Answer. The evidence Gaitonde showed to Deshpande to convince him that he was speaking the truth about his experiences in another world was a page torn out of the Basahebanshi Baka which mentioned that the bullet missed Vishwasrao. Although in the actual book which Gaitonde had written, Vishwasrao was lit by the bullet. Question 7. What are the two theories Rajendra Deshpande talks about when he tries to rationalize Gaitonde's experience? Which of these theories is applicable to Gaitonde's experience?
राजेंद्र देशपांडे ने गायतोंडे के अनुभव को युक्तिसंगत बनाने का प्रयास करते हुए किन दो सिद्धांतों के बारे में बात की है? गायतोंडे के अनुभव में कौन सा सिद्धांत लागू है?
Answer. The two theories Rajendra Deshpande talks about to rationalize Gaitonde's experience are the catastrophe theory and the quantum theory. The catastrophe theory is the one that is applicable to Gaitonde's experience. Long answer type questions. Question 1. Draw a character sketch of Professor Gaitonde based on specific events mentioned in the story.
कहानी में वर्णित घटनाओं के आधार पर प्रोफेसर गायतोंडे का चरित्र चित्रण कीजिए.
Answer. Introduction. Professor Gaitonde had a collision with a truck. At that time he was thinking of the catastrophe theory and its implication for history. When he regained consciousness, he found himself in another parallel world, which looked totally different from what he knew. Knowledge about Indian history. Gaitonde had written a set of 5 books on Indian history. He had written about the period of Ashoka, Samudragupta, Muhammad Ghori, the death of Aurangzeb, etc. Eloquent speaker. Gaitonde prided himself on his eloquence by speaking as a chairman at various seminars. However, this vanity was punctured after the hostile reception given to him in the parallel world when he tried to chair a seminar at the Azad Maidan in Bombay. Persistence to know the truth. He also displayed persistence to know the truth of his adventure when he questioned his friend Rajendra about the explanation that he gave him about his transition. Conclusion. All in all, Gaitonde was vain but persistent historian who was thorough in his subject as well as reasoning. However, he also had some scientific knowledge because he understood quantum theory and its implications. Question 2. Draw a character sketch of Rajendra Deshpande based on what you have read in the chapter.
अध्याय में आपने जो पढ़ा है उसके आधार पर राजेंद्र देशपांडे का चरित्र चित्रण कीजिए.
Answer. Introduction. Rajendra Deshpande was a mathematical and scientific expert who tried to rationalize Professor Gaitonde's experience by applying the catastrophe theory and the lack of determinism in quantum theory. Knowledge and expert, he understood both the theory very well and was able to apply them also to Gaitonde's adventure. This shows his knowledge and expertise in his field of work. Loyalty to his friend. He displayed an attitude of loyalty to his friend, Professor Gaitonde, because he believed his story completely despite the story being totally bizarre. Imagination and analytical power. He displayed analytical power also by being initially able to analyze Gaitonde's story as a figment of his imagination, but when Gaitonde showed evidence, Rajendra displayed flexibility by changing his explanation based on his mathematical and scientific knowledge. Conclusion. Rajendra Deshpande was a rational thinking mathematical and scientific expert in his profession who was loyal to his friend, had analytical power and was flexible enough to modify his explanation based on new evidence.
वीडियो को लाइक करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें. ओके, थैंक यू.